Welcome to Influential Entrepreneurs, bringing you interviews with elite business leaders and experts, sharing tips and strategies for elevating your business to the next level. Here's your host, Mike Saunders.
Hello and welcome to this episode of Influential Entrepreneurs. This is Mike Saunders, the Authority Positioning Coach. Today we have with us Greg Gelineau, who's the Executive Vice President at American Senior Benefits. Greg, welcome to the program.
Thanks, Mike. Pleasure to be here.
Hey, I'm looking forward to talking with you because I know that you guys have some exciting things going on in your organization, helping advisors with their marketing and positioning and just getting more impact in their communities for their clients. So I want to learn all about what you do, but give us a little bit of your background yourself as well as American Senior Benefits.
Sure. Thanks, Mike. I've been in business for 37 years, started as an agent at 21 and kind of had every position along the way and just had a wonderful career, really enjoyed myself, especially the later years now in my career, giving back more in some of the roles that I've been able to have to be able to kind of impact others, to be able to kind of have the same success in the business that I've been able to enjoy and been blessed with. And our company, one of the things I'm so excited about talking about today is American Senior Benefits because we really truly believe, we offer the finest opportunity industry today, not only for agents, but also people who want to get into management and own their companies. And so I love that in terms of the opportunity that we have here. And we've been in the business, really, we started in 2005. So this is our 17th year in a row where we're going to hopefully, I see us experiencing, again, record growth for 17 straight years now and continue the process of really just doing what we do best, which is putting people back in the people business.
I love that intro because, it's kind of like if you have a great year and then a horrible year and then a good year and then an okay year, it's like if you've had growth, but not only growth, but record growth, that says you're doing some things right internally for your advisors in your network because otherwise and you're going to have some hiccups in the system. So that says a whole lot there. So I love that. What is some of the main points that you're serving your advisors with? What is some of the main suite of services that you're bringing to them?
Good question. So I think, Mike, I've always said that we have really a four-pronged value proposition. So there's so much more depth than just that. But the four prongs that I always talk about are that we offer over 200 top carriers so that our agents are able to do the best job by their clients on every single appointment and be able to kind of win at the kitchen table, as we like to say. And I think that's important, especially in these times where, just offering, your quote unquote products, one company, one set, you're not really, in my estimation, always doing the best job for the client. You're kind of fitting a square peg in a circle hole at times. And so we're able to, like I said, always try to put the client in the best position by making sure our agents are in the best position in terms of recommendations. The second thing is we offer some of the best compensation to business. You got to pay people fairly these days to make sure that they're getting what they deserve based on the efforts that they're putting in. And so, I always say, everything needs to be fair. Fair doesn't mean equal. And so that's key. Along with that, we have some of the best marketing out there, exclusive lead programs for our people so that they can get in front of far more people face-to-face, each and every day and help them out. And then last is ownership. I was in the business for 30 years where I never really owned anything. I helped a lot of, several companies do very well, and I did very well in the business, but I never owned anything really. And coming to American Senior Benefits, it's really about ownership. It's about coming in here and having our company help you by giving the resources and the help that you need to be able to build something special for yourself and your family rather than just kind of building it better for us.
Yeah, that's, when I hear that, it's not like, oh, look how great we are and you need to come to us because, you can be part of this great organization. It's how can we help you? And it's like the old Cuba Gooding Jr., help me help you. And I think that really is a huge opportunity when people realize everyone's favorite radio station is WIIFM. What's in it for me? And it's not what's in it for, Greg or American Senior Benefits. It's what's in it for your team, your people that you're helping to serve, because in reality, then that has a ripple effect of how they then serve their community. Well, if everyone's happy, the end result, the client, the actual people that you're providing the benefits for, they're thrilled. Your team of advisors and a network of advisors are thrilled, and then everyone wins. And then that's how you have 17 years in a row of record growth.
You're hitting the nail on the head. I think it's really important from our standpoint. It's about giving good people the best resources so they can do their job, kind of getting the heck out of their way, but being there for them whenever they need something. So servant leadership is really what it comes down to. My favorite trainer is in the leadership area is John Maxwell, and that's a big part of I think what we focus on as a company. Jim Sweeney, one of our managing partners, says, always do what's right, do what's right every time, or do things for the right reasons every time, and good things are going to happen. And it's the truth. And our other managing partner, Clay Leggett, he's kind of the founder of putting people back in the people business. I've never met two people who do it better. And if we can do that and really kind of, I don't want to say get out of the way, but give our people the best of everything that they can have to make themselves successful in the business, they're going to do it because we have great people at every step of our organization, from agent through management levels, through our home office staff. We have great people. And if you give them the resources, they're going to do some magical stuff.
Yeah. And, when I hear servant leadership, that sounds to me like it's a very broad cliche, we are. So I want to ask, what specifically does that mean to you? But it reminds me of some of these, the Undercover Boss or the Shark Tanks and the shows where it's like, look at our CEO here. Here's him or her rolling up their sleeve. They're actually down in our hotel, that we're running, and they're down there cleaning the toilet, showing the staff how it needs to be done right. That's in one example, just one small example of servant leadership, because it's not just crack the whip, do this because I said to do it. It's, look, here's how we all need to collaborate together. Come on, let's get going. And when you see the CEO and the leaders, excited like that, you want to follow along. And it's not being pushed, you're being pulled. You're drawn to that vision and mission. So talk a little bit about what servant leadership means to you guys, and then what that trickles over and flows over to your agents that you're serving.
Great question as well. I think the thing that just first comes to mind for me is it's not about title, it's about time. So forget title, let's talk about time. I don't care who you are, if you're an agent in the company or you're a manager in the company, you're somebody who needs help from home office. It doesn't matter who it is. If they call me up and need help, I'm pretty much doing whatever I can to make sure I'm able to help them. And so from a standpoint of put aside the titles, everybody here runs their own companies and runs their own business, and we are just the entity that gives them the best opportunity to succeed. And so, when we go to meetings, it's a bunch of friends getting together. It's not, and it's kind of unique, and it really is special. And I think that from that standpoint, if we can just kind of put the titles and all that aside, they mean nothing in the end, other than, you have to have them in a corporate environment. But at the end of the day, if we can just look at each other as partners in something special and trying to do the best we can to make sure that everybody has the best resources and the best opportunity, in the end, like I said, the results speak for themselves.
Yeah, and don't you want to be part of an organization like that? So, I mean, when you're working with your advisors and you're like, hey, we're not the only marketing organization that can come alongside you. There's a competitor or 12. I mean, there's plenty of people that do what you do. So you need to stand out and stand apart. And many of the things you've mentioned here today is head and shoulders above where they're used to getting. So I love how you guys are positioned in what you're doing for your clients in your network. But some of these little smaller under the, kind of like under the radar kind of things like the servant leadership, you don't really even get to experience that until you are just like engaged and all in. And then it's kind of like this confirmation, like I knew this felt right and look at this. And so I think that really is something where if we can kind of flip the script and kind of go, hey, look at what we're doing here. This is the culture that we're creating internally, and it flows over to what we do with you, for you, so that you can look like and be that, trusted advisor to your clients. It just all goes together. It reminds me of one of my favorite books called Giftology. Have you ever read that by John Ruhlin?
What is it again? I'm sorry.
Giftology.
No, I haven't.
Super good book. John Ruhlin, Ruhlin. And what basically, it's just how to use strategic gifting in business and personal and all that. But one of the things that he was talking about is he goes, you know what? All of our employees, if all we did was say, here's how we need to love on and lavish on our strategic alliances, vendors, clients, all of that. And then we're treating our employees internally like, a number. Boy, that doesn't resonate. So he goes, we start with our team and we do all these things for them. We'll, pay for having house cleaning for them every year. And we treat them like princes and kings and queens so that they feel appreciated, so that when they work with our clients or prospects, that whole feeling transfers over. So I think that's what you're talking about here when it's servant leadership, the culture. Someone that says, a marketing organization that's like this, man, when I am in trouble or have something I need to celebrate, either of the two, they're going to be right there with me and for me. So I really like that feeling that you guys are bringing to the industry.
Well, you just said a key word, which to me is the most important thing we have here, and that we protect, and that is culture, Mike. So at the end of the day, when you look at most of our growth from 0 to 1,600 agents, 160 locations today, last year we wrote $214 million in premium. When you look at what we've done, in terms of that 17-year period, most of our growth of people is organic. And, it's been a situation where it's word of mouth. It's people coming to us and reaching out because they see it, they hear about it. And, that brand recognition is now starting to become bigger and bigger as American Senior Benefits, has continued to grow and has continued to work and maintain that culture while we've been growing. So that's harder. The bigger you get, the harder it is to keep that culture up. But we continue to work tirelessly to make sure that we do.
Awesome. So, being in the industry this many years, yourself 37 years and since 2005 for your company, what are you seeing currently and where do you see things headed? And where I'm going with that is it just seems like way back in the day, so I'll date myself. I'm 54 and I remember my first year out of college, they had fax machines, which were so cool, but they used that thermal paper that when the fax came through, it would curl up and fall down. And it's like, man, that's a million years ago. And now it's like, oh, look at how we communicate. Technology has moved and moved and moved. So when we think nowadays with what we've gone through with COVID and virtual and all of these things, I feel like that the virtual connectiveness that we were forced to do, now we might feel like, you know what, there were some elements of that are really beneficial, that help us conduct business quicker, faster, more efficiently. What are you seeing that is moving forward in the industry that is going to be something that you guys can come alongside your advisors and help them succeed in?
There's a lot of things. I really believe one of the best things we did is a couple of years ago, we partnered with Integrity Marketing Group, which is the largest marketing organization in America. And, through them and their resources and their outreach and everything, it's been able to help us also have additional resources. One thing I think is key is that we will never not be the company, though, that's focused on putting people back in the people business. So we will always be a people-driven company, and focused on our clients, our agents, all of our organization. It's all about people first. So the technology is going to continue to get better. It's going to continue to get bigger. The modernizing is going to be there. Our hybrid model, I think, is the way of the future. Obviously, I think you're going to see a lot of consolidation. It seems like the bigger organizations are kind of buying up the smaller ones. The old, captive world is really struggling from a standpoint of, they're not able to offer all the different types of resources and products that are out there today. And so I think you're going to see more and more people that are flocking to this type of model. And I think that's good for those who are thinking forward and are not kind of stuck in the past. And along with that, though, I always want to keep in mind that nothing will ever take the place of whether it's you're in a situation where you're doing it virtual or face-to-face. Nothing's ever going to change that this business comes down to one word, and that's relationships. It will always be a relationship business. So especially with us, we can work with clients 20 to 90, but we specialize, on working in the senior market. And so there's a large growth there, 10, 11,000 people a day turning 65, and they are living longer. They have needs. We have the solutions to all those needs. And so they're looking for relationships, and whether they want to do it through a Zoom call or they want you at their kitchen table, we're going to be there to help either way.
It reminds me of you hear B2B, business to business, and B2C, business to consumer. Well, I've heard a couple people recently are starting to say H to H, human to human. You know what? It really is the relationships, like you just mentioned. It's like, you know what? I don't care if Greg is the account representative for a large company and he's working with, Greg's still a human. And you might have a corporation behind you where we can tap into resources, but no matter what industry or whether it's an advisor or whatever the company is, it's a human interacting with another human. And how would they want to be treated? Because like you said, 20 to 90. Well, in the prime demographic that you serve, the 50 plus or whatever the age demographic that way is, there's a lot of skepticism. And you know what? Don't treat me like a number. Talk to me, explain things to me. Don't talk down to me, but treat me like a human and create that relationship. Because like Bob Berg, the famous author and speaker says, all things being equal, people want to do business with those that they know, like, and trust. And that's kind of where it kind of all stops.
I started in 1985, and that is the same today as it was then. So there are some things that just are staple items that we're not going to change, until we get to the point where, you're selling robots. So at this point, and I will tell you, there's a lot of people in our market who do not, first of all, a lot of them are very up to date with technology, but they're still, a lot of them are still old school, and they want to know and shake hands with who they're doing business with and look them face to face. And I think that's crucial.
You got it. And one of my first jobs out of college was working at a bank, and this was back in the early 90s. And I remember distinctly toward that time when online banking started coming out, and the word on the street was, the banks are no more banks, no more branches. And nope, people still want to come in and meet with a human and talk to them. And then, maybe they're not coming in every Friday. Maybe they're coming in once a month, but they're going to use the technology. But that, some of those staple foundational things is, let's keep those relationships, because who knows what that will develop over time. And then when you do it the right way, and now we can dive into another marketing lesson at some other time, but it's the lifetime value of a client. It's not just that one transaction. It's when you develop that relationship, what else could there be from an upsell, cross-sell, introduction, referral, longevity, all of that. It's not just that one thing, I'm only going to make this commission on this teeny product, so pass. No, you treat them right, and boy, you never know where that leads. So I just really like you guys' approach on your relationships and your servant leadership. So it's been really a great conversation with you, Greg. I really appreciate you coming on. And if anyone listening to this would like to reach out and learn a little bit more about what you guys do and in the industry, I just think it would be well worth their time to see what American Senior Benefits provides. What's the best way that they can reach out and learn more?
Absolutely. They can go to our website at www.americanseniorbenefits.com. And if they want to reach out also to me on LinkedIn, I have a pretty good network on LinkedIn as well, and they can see that it's Greg Gelineau, Gelineau, and again, they could reach out, connect, and be happy to connect with anybody that wants to when it comes to our opportunities here and just in general about anything to do with business.
Excellent. Well, great. Thanks so much for coming on. It was a real pleasure talking with you.
Absolutely. Pleasure with you as well, Mike, and look forward to talking again.
You've been listening to Influential Entrepreneurs with Mike Saunders. To learn more about the resources mentioned on today's show or listen to past episodes, visit www.influentialentrepreneursradio.com.